Okay, Shalom Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. This article is entitled Soaring by 38,000 per second. U.S. national debt now exceeds 21.5 trillion. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. The Most High is avenging us of this place known as America. And the scriptures call it Babylon. Slocky. The scriptures call it Babylon, or Sodom. Also, the scriptures call this place Egypt. This place has various names, man. All right, and then in the scriptures, what in Babylon and Sodom and Egypt, all these places, our people were, in slavery. So the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is revenging us of this place, man. All right, so it goes on to read. The latest data from the U.S. Treasury Department shows America's gross national debt ballooned by $1.2 trillion to a breakthrough $21.52 trillion on September 28th, the last day of fiscal year 2018. During that period, the U.S. national debt increased by 6.3% and now amounts to 105.4% on the country's current dollar gross domestic product. According to the Treasury's Department Bureau of the Fiscal Service, the national debt at the end of fiscal year 2017 was an estimated 20.25 trillion. The large deficit is a result of federal benefit payments pushed into August instead of September, the service said. Okay? And before, as I read this article, just to get a better understanding on what is deficits and what is debts, Slocky. Just did a simple YouTube search. What is a deficit? And for you brothers that's just learning, as I am, about money and how that in turn, works with prophecy. This just a quick 7-minute video. It says Deficits and Debts Crash Course Economics number 9, and it goes into the differences, obviously between deficits and debts, and it goes into how it can ultimately affect an economy. A deficit, in a nutshell, it basically speaks about how a deficit is when a country spends more than it's bringing in, and a debt is the accumulation of deficits over many years. So say for an example, the city of Maryland, or the city of the city of Maryland, right? Let's say they bring in $100,000 a month, but they spending $300,000 a month. Over the course of time, the deficit over the course of 6 months, you're looking at a $600,000 debt. So, and then after, when you're in debt, you still have to come up with those funds because while you're in debt, because you're spending more than you bringing in. You might be spending it on, social programming or military. You still got to keep that stuff up even though you're in debt. So what happens now is that you go to lenders, and then lenders, they're going to give you the money, but of course they got to make a profit off of it. So what? They're going to give you that debt on what is known as interest, and then after a while, your debt becomes so big, man, because you're not only paying the money that you didn't have in the first place, you're paying them back interest. Okay? And then after a while, now you become the liability because you owe too much. Where the threshold is too high, we don't know. But rising forever, let me make sure I didn't skip anything. The large deficit, I'm going to just start at the end of this paragraph. The large deficit is a result of federal benefit payments pushed into August instead of September, the service said. Where the threshold is too high, we don't know. but rising forever is definitely an unsustainable big problem, and we're the only advanced economy on an unsustainable course, economist Jason Furnham at Harvard's Kennedy School of Government told the Public Radio International. We're the only advanced economy where the debt is expected to rise as a share of GDP over the next 5 years. So let me read that again. We're the only it says and we're the only advanced economy on an unsustainable course. Economist Jason Furnham at Harvard's Kennedy School of Government told the Public Radio International, we're the only advanced economy where the debt is expected to rise as a share of GDP over the next 5 years. All the other advanced economies, it's falling, he added. The budget deficit hit $214 billion in August, which is double the amount compared with the same period a year ago. Okay, like, going into the example of Maryland, man. You basically putting out more than you are spending, man. And then over time you got to pay more and more interest, man. The more they even, like I said, going into another example, when you have a credit card, if you don't pay your debt off within 6 months, the interest goes crazy, man. So it says, it might go from no interest or a little tiny bit, like maybe 2% to like 19%. So it says the budget deficit hit $214 billion in August, which is double the amount compared to the same period a year ago. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that the deficit will be $895 billion in fiscal 28. It's said that in just a few years, the U.S. will be paying more in interest to pay down the national debt than on military or Medicare. You see? Because what? They going into like what I was just telling you, brothers. Over time, the interest, on that debt that they acquire is going to accumulate. And they know that Esau know he ain't going to be able to pay that back. All right? Which is going to lead to what? Wars. All right? It's going to lead to ultimately nobody not wanting to do business with America, man. Okay? So it says the fact that we are in the 10th year of an economic expansion now and debt keeps rising is really extraordinary and very irresponsible. Unless Congress fundamentally changes its path, we are headed for a Greek-type crisis. Which that's not going to happen because Esau, as we see, just by reading this article, Esau can't even, keep up with this portion or this, the earth as it is, man. But this devil is trying to build a space force. It says unless Congress fundamentally changes its path, we are headed for a Greek-type crisis, said Chris Edwards, Director of Tax Policy Studies at the Cato Institute, a think tank in Washington. He explained a rising debt could create this crisis situation when interest rates spike. The government has to take drastic actions, perhaps cutting benefits, Social Security and other benefits radically, or hiking taxes dramatically. All right, and they're going to do both, man. They're going to cut government spending, like I said, starting with the social programming as far as the welfare, the TRA, the Section 8, which that's going to drive the people crazy. Just look over there in Nicaragua, man, where they cut the social benefits, man. All right, and you drove the people to do what? Looting, robbing, stealing, and so on and so forth, man. So it says, which will damage the economy, all right? And that's going to damage the economy, man. But it's beautiful because this place needs to be destroyed, all right? This is the place where our people, came to serve slavery and why people never received a break, man. Okay, so this is Isaiah chapter 41, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Babylon like I said, being America, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Skipping to verse 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. People not gonna no more. It's gonna come to a time real soon where people not gonna desire to come here, because this place is just gonna be as shitty as the place that they came from. I was wroth with my people. All right, like I say, you look at the news, man. You look at the alternative news, prison planning, drudge report, Washington Post, RT, Press TV. All these alternative news stations, and what you see that all these other countries are going through nothing but pure hell, man. Tsunamis after earthquakes. Massive earthquakes back to back, man. Heat waves, famines, pestilences. So the Most High is saving the best for last, which is America, man. All right, here it is. This devil Trump is pushing, hard for this, what do they call it? Putting tariffs on everybody, which is basically gonna make it worse for America, because America doesn't produce anything. Anything you see what made in India, made in this place, made in that place, man. Which is prophecy that this is the nation, the merchants are gonna wail when this place falls, man, because they make a lot of money off this place. This place imports more than it exports, man. So this place is going down in more ways than one. So it says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient thou hast very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Hey, man, so you're going to go down as harsh as you came up, man. Because you came up, off the backs, of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Esau came up just robbing and looting, man. So the Most High is going to take, take this place out, Esau took this place violently. He's going to lose it violently, man. It's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. It says, I'm going to start off. Let's see. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yet also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is his death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long, and to him that leadeth himself with a thick clay. Alright, and when you go into the Hebrew of that word, let's see. I think I have it up here. Okay. That word in the Hebrew is abatyat, which means a wedge, a weight of pledges, heavy debts. And that's, we know Esau don't like paying his debts, man, as it is written of in Psalms 55 and 21. All right, let's grab that actually. (55 and 20). He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but in this video, deficits and debts, they were saying that after a while, their credit gets so bad that no one's gonna want to lend to them, which means that ultimately they go into default, which means they can't pay none of their bills. All right, the economy will crash, which means no work, no food. All right, basically the economy was just shut down, man. So that's the times we coming into, the times of Jacob trouble, as we always get into. All right, the times written of in Daniel 12:1. Hey, so this place is falling, man. But to the elect, this is beautiful. Lord willing, I'll be one of them. Because the Most High is surely avenging us. I'm not even gonna say slowly. He's surely avenging us, as it is written of in Habakkuk. What is it, 2:1? I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right. So this thing's falling, man. And at least that be, the ones that rule this place, they, in fact, in actuality, they want it to be that way. They want to reset the economy. All right, so that everybody can be chipped. They actually want to push the world to the de-dollarization, man. But it's not gonna work out in their favor, man, as is written of in Job, man. And I believe it was either Job or Psalms, where it says that the something about the enterprise. Let me see. Because Esau is not gonna he's not gonna get his goal, man. Oh, Job 5:12, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So the Most High is gonna fuck up their plans, man. All right, and he sent us out here to tell you that he's gonna fuck up your plans. Hey, so with that, hey, Mwafla Ball, Shalom to the elect.